What is going on, everybody? It is me again. It is Horror Fan 34, and welcome to another video, and welcome to day 11 of the 31 Days of Horror Challenge in October. Now that we are on day 11, I figured we'd talk about a zombie film this time, because we're just coming off fresh off Fire in the Sky, which was a alien abduction UFO star-like movie. Now it's shifted into zombie territory. And I can't believe I never reviewed this film before when it came to the 31 Days of Horror Challenge over the last few years I've been doing them. And I think it makes a lot of sense to talk about a film like this. I don't think there's much I could say about this film that hasn't been said before, but without a doubt, one of the best zombie films out there. And that review is going to be on Dawn of the Dead, the original 1978 classic, directed by the late great George A. Romero. Now, George Romero, I miss as a director. Always been a big fan of his. Really enjoyed Creepshow, Monkey Shines, this film. Day of the Dead is my favorite of his. That's my favorite zombie film that he did. Dawn of the Dead, though, was an all-time classic. Also really did enjoy the remake of this, but we're talking about the original for right now. But, I mean, what more can you say about this film that hasn't been said before? It's a bunch of survivors during a zombie outbreak, and they hide out in the mall fighting off the zombies. And that's pretty much the idea of the film. It all takes place in a mall. And what makes this film work is the cast itself. You have Galen Ross, Ken Foree. Always been a big fan of Ken Foree from, Kenan and Kel. He was Kenan's dad. Chainsaw Massacre 3 as Benny. Always liked Ken Foree as an actor. Great actor. Galen Ross. Very well directed as well by George Romero. And the music was... some of the music was actually done by Dario Argento, which was nice. Michael Gornick, who would later do Creepshow 2, who directed that film, but later is the director of photography on this. And once again, you got gore effects that are very well done by Tom Savini. Tom Savini also has a role in this as a biker and his biker gang. Definitely the goriest bit of the movie, and definitely my favorite kill when it comes to Dawn of the Dead, when Tom Savini's biker gang gets eaten up and killed by the zombies. And I just love the whole setting, too, that it takes place inside this mall. And I really like the way, and you can definitely tell it's a 70s movie, just from the clothes they wear and things like that, and just like the way the mall looks, you can definitely tell it's very 70s. And like I said, what makes this film work is this cast, and it is a over 2-hour movie because it's 127 minutes. But I did not feel bored at all. It goes by quick. And what makes the film work, like I said, is the cast, the setting, the direction, the gore. And, a very likable cast of people, like David Emge, Scott Reiniger, Galen Ross, Ken Foree, even Tom Savini in his little role. Definitely one of the most influential zombie films that is out there. Some people consider it George A. Romero's masterpiece. I can't really blame them. I mean, it's hard to argue against that. Even though I do love Day of the Dead a little bit more, because I do like the underground setting a little bit more. But I still really do love the mall setting. And like I said, you have Ken Foree does a great job. Without a doubt, my favorite character of the whole movie is Ken Foree. Always liked him. And definitely a very well done flick. Very well directed by George A. Romero. It's really hard for me to talk about Dawn of the Dead because a lot of people probably have seen the film, and there's really no explanation as to how good this film is. It's a very well done flick. And what more can I say? I mean, you have good kills. I like the design of the zombies, which are right up here. Ken Foree with the gun. Ken Foree kicks a lot of ass, pretty much. And I mean, just overall, very, very entertaining zombie movie. And I do like mall settings too, because I've always been a big fan of a guy who likes to, because I like to go to malls. So I like the mall setting, kind of like mall rats, things like that. I kind of wish we could see like a Die Hard sort of like situation in a mall. The closest that we got to it was Breakaway with Dean Cain made for TV. But enough of me rambling on about that. But I mean, what more can you say about Dawn of the Dead that hasn't been said before? Good cast, great musical score by Dario Argento and the Goblins, very well directed by George A. Romero. Gore effects are great. I mean, that Tom Savini scene with when his biker gang gets killed, and the one head gets bitten off. Very well done gore effects by Tom Savini. This is before his big boom in the '80s with things like The Burning and some of the Friday the 13th movies and Day of the Dead. So, definitely one of George A. Romero's best films, in my opinion. So, there's not much more I can say about the original Dawn of the Dead that hasn't been said before. So, that's pretty much it for my review for Dawn of the Dead. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.